Well, hello. Been really looking forward to this. I'm the Wiz Doctor, as the YouTube channel name would suggest, and this is gonna be my first tested face cam talking commentary type deal, and I wanted to do this with with my man Snow over here. Not quite set up the way I want him to. I don't think I have any A spheres to give him yet, but Extus sphere's not gonna work. Shadows might, but attack's not really I wouldn't say attack's really a big deal on him. He's pretty much. We'll get into it. So we're going to be looking at, I'm going to be trying to showcase him a little bit, so we're going to be doing the what's it called? Keeper of the Farseer character event for Caius. And we're going to do this chaos. I think that Snow would work relatively well here. And then we're going to bring X-Death. X-Death works really well in this chaos because of his gravity. And I mean, Hope's a pretty good friend for Snow, but I need some damage, some big damage that I can do in the midst of all this. My clear team was X-Death, Galoof, and I didn't record it, so I don't remember. It was X-Death, Galoof, and not Beatrix. It was X-Death, Galoof. It might have actually been Beatrix. Oh no, it was Yuri. Yuri was good because I could do the Imperil. And he also has gravity, and he does some good damage, and he actually has strong regen effects, which is also why I brought him. So I'm thinking I might bring him this time. You know, why not? If I fail, then I fail, and I'm sure that might be a bit more entertaining for some people who are watching. Because I suck at this. Sometimes I do well, but, you know, we're at a point now where, most of these stages are relatively easy. I do have a video up with the Sync Lost chapter, which launched last night, or is technically officially launched today, I believe. And I beat that with a very unconventional team. This is going to be rough. I know what I'll do. Let's see if we can find a Leo friend. Shoutouts to this guy right here, the OG, but it's not a 5-turn Leo, so I'd really prefer. Let's see if we can find another one with a little more attack. That one will work perfectly. I think it was this one, right? Yep. Cool. And we'll actually, no. Move me really quick so I can get over here. Let's bring. Actually, I do want to bring. Okay, I do want to bring brothers, but I wanted to make sure that they were We'll be back. I wanted to make sure that they didn't absorb. It's been a few days. It's been quite a few days since I did the chaos. I did the chaos like the day it dropped, and then I just never did it again. I wanted to do the TCC challenge, but I just didn't have like what I felt was the roster that would help me get through it. But yeah, here. Since it's a little too silent, see how this works out. We gotta have snow music for the snow showcase, so hopefully you can hear that, and I'm not just talking about music that isn't being heard, but we'll see. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually switch into General Leo. Because this first wave has such heavy resistances, it's a lot easier if Yuri just makes his way through this wave without having to do much. We're just going straight into Master's Blade. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this skill 2 for X Death. That's going to put Curse on. So now HP sap is on the enemy. It's not really going to matter too much here, but it will at a point. And then we're going to use the free Steel Guard for Snow. So what Steel Guard does is it basically puts him in his little guard stance kind of thing. He's basically now more durable. He's going to be taking less brave damage, and it stacks. It actually stacks 2 different ways. It initially stacks based off of skill usage, but he actually gains stacks based off of being hit up to a max of 3. So he actually can get set up without you having to burn skills, and that's the beauty of Snow. He has 10 uses on his Frost Strike, and I've never gone below 4. Never. I don't think I've even gone below 5. His longevity is insane. His damage isn't like, I've seen online people relate him a lot to Zac, and I do agree to an extent. If you have Zac, then you don't need him, but he is different. He's the same, but he's not. So Zac is more offensive, but he's selfish. Zac protects the party, but he protects the party by drawing single target hits to himself. He has no protection for AoE or area of effect, group, another word to use, just attacks that hit everybody. Whereas Snow has an ability that you normally get off of his EX, but if you have him, I believe it's 2 out of 3, you get him right away, and it's Hot-Blooded Hero. And this reduces the party's HP damage that they take. That is genuinely, like, that makes him more team-oriented. And also, as you can see here, he just kind of gains Brave on his own. You can honestly just get by using HP pluses. The significance of his Frost Strike is actually to heal himself. Frost Strike is actually we're in a black hole here. Frost Strike is actually a ability that is utilized to regain health. And once we get to his turn, which I think is right now, yeah. So it says it's right here. It slightly restores own HP based on HP damage dealt with a limit of 20% of his own HP. So the point is that what you want to do with him is you set up Steel Guard, you make sure that target lock is on, which is the second from the right, the second to last one, if you're reading left to right. That icon says 5 turns left on that, so we're not worried about that. Nice song, but there we go. More Final Fantasy 13 stuff. Actually, that last song was actually from Final Fantasy 13 soundtrack, but we want some battle music. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to keep HP plusing. we really don't want to worry too much about utilizing elemental-based attacks because of the resistances that this enemy has. Resistances calculate before anything else does. So even though this enemy's weak to single target hits, as far as I know, it's not going to matter. I probably should have HP plus there as well, but I'm honestly trying to get through this fight as quickly as possible. I'm going to Master Blade one more time. Snow's turn, HP plus again. His HP plus is actually relatively good because of the self-battery that he gives himself. Plus the battery that he's actually getting. I believe there's Blade Regen off of Leo. I might be wrong, but he does have Blade Regen. It's not off of him. This last one we're going to do actually a Shock. ZX. He really didn't get a turn, so I don't have to reset I think it's called like Point Break Precision Strike. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking like Pinpoint Guard, and I'm not even sure where I get that from. So we're going to HP plus again. And this stage is going to go down like clockwork. We're going to HP plus here. We're going to save the EX for the next. So we're going to do that. I don't know how the double turns are going to translate. Oh, it's just double your returns. That's both good and bad. So we're going to hit him with a Crystal Power. We're going to resist it, and that's the problem. And then a Rail at Crystal. Once again, yeah. The element is resisted, so... Alright, so what did we get hit with? Yay. So the beauty of this setup is that you do get some skill uses in towards Yuri's EX charge before the final bite, which is important because the Yuri has ranged attacks, which is actually resisted by these bosses. So what we're actually trying to do is we're trying to get that EX to charge, because once they have the Holy Resist down, we need to go across here. The Holy Resist down is actually going to mitigate the resistances that these bosses have, so that the ranged attacks will actually be not resisted, because resists actually calculate prior to anything else. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go into Sovereign Fist. So this attack is going to be hitting twice. It's an AoE that does splash damage. And it will grant him the Hot-Blooded Hero. And it will it'll actually do... It'll inflict target lock as well. That's what I was thinking. So we're going to do that. Next we're going to do a Crystal Power. We might as well see like how bad that is. And then we're just waiting for Exodeth's turn to show up. What HP plus here? There's really no point. Otherwise, here we go. Now we're going to use Almagest. It's his skill 2. It's an AoE with a split damage, or once again, Curse. So as these enemies who have relatively high turn rates, they're actually going to be taking HP damage as they attack, which means that they're going to go down quicker. My turn count's going to be lower, which is one of the reasons why, as much as people say he's really niche and He's not the greatest character in the game. Except is a fantastic character, and as far as the other characters that I have in my roster, at this given time, I would actually argue that he is among the best in the game within my own roster. And how much I've been able to use him. Every single Chaos stage I've been involved in has had X-Death involved in at some point. I even brought him to Porum's Lost Chapter. And Porum's Lost Chapter pushes debuffs off, so just to kind of put that into perspective, the Chaos fight against the enemies in the Porum boss fight actually don't hold on. Like, once you reach certain HP gates, they push debuffs off. So I brought X-Death anyway, and he was great. I brought him to Diablos. I do believe that my Diablos completion is up on the channel, and it's I brought X-Death, Beatrix, and Ignis. And it was also a relatively terrifying fight. I'm going to reset his Steel Guard, or Offensive Scream, is the buff, but yeah, I want to reset that. So as you can see here, we've got Steel Guard, reduces brave damage, and we have Offensive Scream, which increases Imp Brave, Max Brave, attack, and restores a certain amount of Brave. So it batteries himself, which kind of works along the lines of his longevity, because his HP plus is dealing, unfortunately it's doing this roughly the same amount of damage as his skill 2. His skill 2 is pretty much designed to be like a drain attack. From those who've played other Final Fantasy games or other RPGs in general, even certain fighting games, there's just like attacks that you could do where you drain health out of that attack and you give it back to yourself. It's essentially what he's doing. He's healing for a percentage of the damage that he deals with that skill, which is to help keep him alive, which is another valuable thing to him. He doesn't have regen, which can fail you because it's over a period of time. He can just get it back now. So, I'm going to do Black Hole here. Actually progress the fight instead of just keep talking. And Clavashian Sword. This is going to be what changes the landscape of this fight, because his Yuri's sister Chelenka's out. He's got that 3-turn buff. That's going to give me a superb amount of just HP and Brave regen. 20,000 Brave. And we get Sovereign Fist. It's just greatness. You got a Max Brave because of the regen on X-Death, so I can just HP attack. I want to save my skill usage. So what do we have? We have 30 out of 100 turns, and that's kind of the big thing. These guys are pretty durable, so 100 turns can be a difficult kind of setup. We're going to read a crystal here. Reset Yuri's buff. You do not want that framed buff. I believe it's called Chelenka's Prayer. Yeah. If Chelenka's Prayer is not active, then his attacks actually harm him. Skill 1 takes half of his HP out, and Skill 2 leaves him at 0 Brave. Which is essentially where's that now. So, I mean, pick and choose, but I'd rather not have negative stipulations set on my skills. So, from here, let's kind of use this Frost Strike. That way you can see what it looks like. So it has a little bit of overflow, not much, and he does the damage. He would have healed, but he's actually overhealed. I have no idea how that happened, genuinely. It's been a thing that's commonly happened whenever I use front supports. Like, the other characters in the support have, like, overhealed HP, and I have no clue where it comes from. But, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. The durability is phenomenal. New crystal power. So, we got the first aura up. So, while this aura is up, he's going to be taking no break damage. That part is what's scary. The beauty of this setup is that when the, besides the power of the void, I should explain. The power of void is a single turn debuff that is inflicted when you use Grand Cross, the EX skill of X-Death. And basically the next turn that the enemy does, basically they are guaranteed to drop down to 0 brave after they attack, and they do 0 HP damage. It is really helpful in this fight because there are a lot of HP attacks that come off of these guys, which is also why Snow's relatively good here. And I might be wrong, but this might actually qualify for the TCC challenge. I'd have to look. I'm probably completely wrong. I know I looked before, and I think X-Death might have been banned, so I could be completely wrong, and it's probably too late anyway. It probably doesn't fit within the rules to use a character that came out after the event either. Because obviously they can't ban a character if it hasn't been used because it's not the algorithm that they use. Either way, this is the beauty of X-Death. Gravity bypasses the barrier. Anything that X-Death does is not limited. There is no brave hit. So the brave gain that he has actually gains no matter what. Oops. And so it's relatively helpful. We do have another issue. I forget if, I never really paid attention when I did the fight the first time to see if they pushed the debuff off because it's not framed, or if they just took enough turns to run out the rest of the buff when the barrier goes up. I'm actually going to summon here while both of their barriers are down and just try to do as much damage as I can and try to get Chilika to come back on Yuri's EX. Get that to go up. Klavashian Sword, I think is what's called. Yeah. I'm going to get that out. It is resisted, but it's not resisted on both, and that's kind of the beauty of it. HP plus. Be sweet as if he could turn around and his EX is charged before the end of the summon. That would be perfect. As far as Snow is concerned, there's really not much more to him. I don't know. Grab and Carnage Real Intent. Yep. So we're actually gonna black hole this guy. This one, Boss B is probably going to get his barrier up soon. We're going to Crystal Power. That's kind of the downside of this team, is it is a variation of a different team that did a little bit more damage because Goloof counters. But, you know, it's like, what are you going to do? I use Steel Guard here because he had like roughly half of the duration left. I have enough skills. I might as well be burning skills to deal a little bit more damage than his HP plus does. We're going to pop out Grand Cross. I just hit that. I wasn't paying attention on what they're going to hit me with. I do see an AoE, which means that we could be seeing an AoE HP attack in a second. Which could actually have worked to my benefit, if I, like I said, was paying more attention. So we're going to see where this goes. Trinket leaves, that's fine. Metal Quake, yep. It looks like I have to reset. Oops, Sovereign Fist. I'm going to do that. And I need to reset his excess curse. That's because of the high turn rate of these enemies, the curse debuff is essentially my major protection. The amount of HP damage I took right there is actually relative to the hot-blooded hero buff that Snow has, and it really does make a difference. It's actually really nice that neither of them are actually going into their barrier or haven't yet, because I do put in, naturally I put more damage in the more they don't have that barrier up, for the most part. Obviously, I mean, one of the things I should comment on is each video, I've only put up 2, but both of them have Xeth in it. That's not by chance. It's more, well, there is no it's more, whatever. It's intentional. Not in the fact that the videos I put up have Xeth in them. Like, it's not intentional that I was trying to do something where I put Xeth in all of them. It's just, Xeth is really, really good. He's very underrated and passed over, I've noticed, especially prior to his release. But I've never really found an instance where I can't utilize him in any way. The only fight that I've had issues with was the Poor and Lost chapter, because they pushed his debuffs off, and I actually managed to beat it anyway. Okay, we've got... Alright, so Crystal Power is going to Gravity. And we're going to Sovereign Fist, but we're going to do it on the A slot. That'll do nothing. And we're going to Grand Cross. I see the all indicator on the HP for enemy B, and I'm not scared, per se. Well, especially now. But oh, hello. I don't think that I actually have anything following it, but yeah, I don't. That's a bummer. Alright, so we got the sap, Wallop, Barrier went down, Power of the Void, removed all the brave he has, and we're gonna Frost Strike him. Like I said, I'm just burning skills on Snow. You really don't need to do this because he doesn't, like I said, it's a healing thing. Let's do August. And then from here, this is a Brave attack. You have an AoE attack coming. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be the HP or not. If it is, then it is, and it is. And by doing that, I made sure that Yuri wasn't going to get broken. So, Frost Strike again. And then we're gonna Rayla Crystal on A because he still has the Holy Resist down. We'll do Black Hole on B. Keep these damage setups even. Might as well do a all HP regen attack up. At this point, anyway, I probably should have done an Sovereign Fist. This fight's actually been really good to me. Just does very little. Okay. We're sitting pretty. It doesn't look like it, but we are. This Klavashian sword should come up right now. We'll pop the AA, the additional ability, or the C65, whichever one you want to call it. We're gonna use his EX. It's not gonna do much, but we are gonna get our regen going. Now you'll kind of see he's gonna actually fully heal from the Frost Strike I'm about to use. And so I have to reset Steel Guard. That's fine. It should be fine for now. Attack down doesn't really matter. Like I said, he's pretty much self-battering most of the damage that he does. Just ignore that for now. Really crystal power. And as you see, he's like, the way he defends and how he takes damage is also better than Zac, in my opinion, because Zac can actually have his barrier broken if he's broken. If he goes into the break status, he actually does get his, he does have his barrier removed, and Snow doesn't have that. If Snow gets broken, his barrier is still up. And I've never been broken by Snow. With Snow. Zac, I have gotten a break before. It's not common, but it does happen. Wallop. Let's just do an HP plus. I don't want to really burn skill usage out yet. Why not? So, Metal Quake again, we're safe. It could have double Metal Quaked again and we would have been safe. So the point I'm trying to make here is you have, like, Snow really does leave a lot open. You can attack really aggressively because he does reduce the damage. He's Zac, but he's less offensive and more party-oriented. And that makes him, in my opinion, more valuable than Zac. Also, his attacks are both the same form of attack, which does also speak a lot to my positive outlook on this character. What's Black Hole? I really do have a better opinion of him than Zach because he does have that non-selfish setup. He definitely doesn't do nearly as much damage, but it doesn't matter. You really do reach a point with Snow versus Zach where you think, like, does it really matter? You have a tank. The tank is supposed to be a tank, and then you have Zach, and he doesn't protect everybody. He protects himself. He does draw the attention to himself, but at the end of the day, he still is doing exactly that. He's protecting himself, not the party. If I brought Zach here instead of Snow, and these AoE attacks came out, Zach might have taken reduced damage from him, but the party didn't, and I probably would have lost by now. And that's one of the big deals with these two. So, this fight is made really easy with Snow, which is kind of funny that the character comes out while this event is still active, because you can use him with essentially a good enough support and somebody who can attack through that. Penella would be great here. Instead of X-Death, if you needed maybe a better attacker than Yuri, and then you brought Penella, this would be easy. This would be incredibly easy. I could probably hit the auto button and win. I love how I'm right at the end and the orphan music comes on. That's great. For those of you who don't know, this is the theme song for the final boss of the game that Snow is actually from. So Crystal Power should finish everything. Yep. And there you go. I kind of touched on what Snow does. I probably could have been more detailed. I will be putting up more runs with Snow. I'm definitely going to have some fun with this. I really like X-Death and Snow together. I think they do make a good team. That third slot is kind of up for debate right now. Both Snow and X-Death kind of have their own self-regen. Actually, what kind of score did I get on that? Not too bad. The clear is more important. So let's kind of look at Snow a little bit. So the spheres I have on him are his sphere, the type B sphere, the target attack up, so he's going to have more attack when he's targeted. I kind of wish I didn't put this on him because, when you have a character like, say, Zach, or... Actually, no, Zach's perfect example. Zach would have made a much better use of this. I threw full HP break hit all brave. So if he's attacking he's inflicting break attacking a broken target, then 5% of his max brave is granted to the party. Probably not the best one to give that to. He doesn't really have a high max brave. I don't know if he takes spheres, but that would be really good for like Barrett, because Barrett's like one of the best shavers in the game. His gear, this tier 2, it's realized, fully limit broken. It just doesn't have the full level to unlock the A sphere slot. I don't know if I'm going to do that, because I don't really have an A sphere for him. And then, excuse me, I've got his fully limit broken weapon here, fully leveled. He's got all the bonuses. I actually still have both his 15 and 35 here, the Wild Bear and the Feral Pride. And let's see here, because I have the CP for it, everything's equipped. I got all his boards done, his equipment passives, and then these are the artifacts that I've pretty much been stuck with. I used all the rest of the Ijola token farming that when it was ×2, I used all the rest of the stuff that I had to work on my passage for him, and this is kind of what I ended up with. The attack 108 is kind of important because I want to make sure that if I don't cap on my Brave with his natural regen, then I want to have him hit that cap because of how low his Brave actually is. So that's pretty much my setup for now. I could probably have bought the costume for him. As you can see here, I don't have it. I might though. Do something like that. That might be fun. No. I'm cool with what his EX looks like. You can see here, we can look over this. Seal Guard increases Brave by 1 Brave, gives himself the Seal Guard buff, and inflicts target lock. That's not all it does. As you saw, it also gave him another buff. These 2 buffs are his bread and butter. He's going to always have them on. You get a free skill usage, you're always going to use Steel Guard. Always. To get that buff on. Because you want that buff. Because no matter what, he takes a hit, it stacks. You want that to be at 3 stacks as fast as possible. Frost Strike is more like your self-healing button. And you're going to pretty much be HP++ attacking everything else with how everything looks in that regard. His EX is pretty much used as you get it. If you're running out of target lock, it actually resets target lock. And you also want the hot-blooded hero buff that comes from it, because that's what decreases the HP damage you and your party take. And that's also important to have. And then HP regen, attack up all. Marginal, or all HP regen attack up. Marginally raises attack, grants party HP regen effects for 3 turns. And I believe the Bloomstone, which I do have, extends it. And we can check right here. Use of +1, and yeah. Additional use and duration extended. But yeah, that's Snow in a nutshell, and a good showcase of what he can do on a stage that can actually kick your butt if you're not careful. And from there, that's pretty much it. I really don't have much else to say about him, that he's great, and to expect a good few more videos where I go through stages using him, maybe with X-Death, maybe not. But definitely with him and some other characters. Probably not Arnair or Leo. I am trying to stay away from those characters, because what's more entertaining than using characters that everybody's using? So we'll kind of see where this goes. I do want to use him on a couple other Lost Chapter Chaoses, just to see how he performs in other circumstances. And some enemies that inflict debuffs, see what kind of debuffs kind of shut him down, and actually test what kind of ones shut him down, and put him with other characters like Hope. Hope is going to be an interesting one. I've done a little bit of testing with him, and his frame buffs paired with Hope's frame buffs, which is all he really needs. Any generic buffs are just bonus, but the whole point is that with Hope, him and Hope together, there's enough framed buffs on him that he actually just can't be debuffed. So kind of look for that. I'm probably gonna do a run of some sort where I bring Hope and Snow together, because I think that they work really well together. So yeah, for that. That's that, I guess, and, well, until next time.